Are you aware of the hidden dangers surrounding mortgage payoff? For many homeowners, paying off a mortgage is a significant milestone, a moment of financial freedom. But what if, in the midst of your joy, you fall victim to a sinister threat lurking in the shadows? We're talking about mortgage payoff fraud. Mortgage payoff fraud is a deceptive practice that is becoming increasingly prevalent. Fraudsters intercept or alter the payoff funds during the mortgage payment process, leaving homeowners in a dire predicament. They lose not just their hard-earned money, but also their homes. It's a cruel twist of fate, a moment of triumph turned into a nightmare. Why is this a concern for homeowners? The answer is simple. The stakes are incredibly high. A home is often a person's biggest asset, and a mortgage is typically the largest debt. When you're dealing with such significant sums of money, the potential for loss is enormous. Imagine working hard for years, scrimping and saving, making sacrifices to pay off your mortgage. And then, when that momentous day arrives, you find out that your payoff funds have been misdirected to a fraudulent account. The joy of reaching your goal is replaced by the crushing realization that you've been defrauded. But the danger doesn't stop there. Not only are you at risk of losing your money, but you could also lose your home. If the mortgage isn't paid off as expected, the bank or lending institution may initiate foreclosure proceedings. This could leave you homeless, despite having thought you'd paid off your mortgage. Mortgage payoff fraud is a real threat to your financial stability. It's essential to understand the warning signs and vulnerabilities that could put your operation at risk. In the upcoming scenes, we'll delve deeper into the impacts of mortgage payoff fraud, discuss effective security measures, explore legal recourse and insurance options, and answer key questions with industry experts. Stay tuned as we unravel the threats and defenses of mortgage payoff fraud. The impact of mortgage payoff fraud can be devastating. These are not just mere words, but a harsh reality for many unsuspecting homeowners. The fallout from falling victim to such a scam can be far-reaching and, in many cases, life-altering. One of the most immediate and tangible effects of mortgage payoff fraud is, of course, financial loss. This is not just about losing a few $100s, but potentially losing tens of thousands, sometimes even hundreds of thousands. This kind of loss can wipe out life savings, derail retirement plans, and plunge victims into debt. But the effects of mortgage payoff fraud are not limited to financial loss alone. There are legal consequences to consider as well. Victims may find themselves entangled in a web of legal complexities, trying to prove their innocence and reclaim their stolen funds. This process can be long, arduous, and expensive, adding to the already heavy financial burden. The emotional toll of mortgage payoff fraud should not be underestimated either. The stress and anxiety of dealing with such a situation can be overwhelming. The sense of violation, the fear, the uncertainty. These are all part of the emotional distress that victims often experience. And let's not forget the impact on one's credit score. Mortgage payoff fraud can wreak havoc on your credit history, making it difficult to secure loans or credit in the future. This can further exacerbate the financial strain and make recovery even more challenging. In some extreme cases, victims of mortgage payoff fraud may end up losing their homes. This is undoubtedly the most devastating consequence of all, resulting in displacement and an immeasurable sense of loss. So you see, the impacts of mortgage payoff fraud are far more than just monetary. They touch upon every aspect of a person's life, from their financial stability to their emotional well-being, their legal standing, and their future prospects. That's why it's crucial to have a thorough overview of mortgage payoff fraud and its consequences. By understanding the risks and the potential fallout, you can better protect yourself and your hard-earned assets. Protecting yourself from mortgage payoff fraud is possible. Let's take a moment to explore how you can fortify the process of paying off your mortgage with strategic security measures. The first step is to establish secure communication channels. Whether you're interacting with your lender, real estate agent, or a third-party service provider, it's crucial to ensure a secure line of communication. This means using encrypted email services, secure messaging apps, and verifying the identities of the people you're communicating with. Always double-check email addresses and phone numbers, especially when sensitive information is involved. Next, let's talk about passwords. In the digital age, a strong password is like a sturdy lock on your front door. It's the first line of defense against unauthorized access to your accounts. So, how do you create a strong password? It should be long, unique, and complex, combining letters, numbers, and special characters. Avoid using personal information like birthdays or pet names, as these can be easily guessed by fraudsters. And remember, each of your accounts should have a unique password. Yes, it's a bit more work, but it significantly reduces the risk of a security breach. Now you might be thinking, how am I supposed to remember all these complex passwords? Well, that's where password managers come in. These handy tools securely store your passwords, so you only need to remember one master password. They can also generate strong passwords for you, adding an extra layer of security. But protecting yourself from mortgage payoff fraud doesn't stop at strong passwords and secure communication. Regular audits are also an essential part of your defense strategy. This means routinely checking your bank statements, credit reports, and mortgage statements for any discrepancies or unusual activity. If you notice something that doesn't add up, don't hesitate to contact your bank or mortgage lender right away. And one more thing, be wary of unsolicited offers or communications related to your mortgage. Fraudsters often use these tactics to trick homeowners into revealing sensitive information. So if you receive a suspicious email or phone call, it's better to err on the side of caution. Verify the source before sharing any information. Implementing these security measures may seem like a daunting task, but remember, safeguarding your mortgage payoff is an ongoing process. It requires vigilance and proactive measures. The good news is that with each step you take, you're making it harder for fraudsters to target you. To recap, secure your communication channels, create strong passwords, use a password manager, regularly audit your accounts, and always stay vigilant against unsolicited offers. Each of these measures plays a vital role in protecting your mortgage payoff and maintaining your financial stability. By implementing robust security measures, you can greatly reduce the risk of falling victim to mortgage payoff fraud. So don't wait until it's too late. Start fortifying your defenses today. What if you become a victim of mortgage payoff fraud? There's a chill that goes down your spine just thinking about it, isn't there? But fear not, because even if the worst happens, you are not helpless. There are established legal recourses and insurance options you can lean on. First and foremost, let's talk about reporting the fraud. Don't hold back out of embarrassment or fear. It's crucial to report the fraud to local law enforcement and your state's attorney general. They may not be able to reverse the damage immediately, but your report can prevent others from falling victim to the same scheme. Next, it's time to get some legal advice. Consider consulting with an attorney who specializes in fraud or real estate law. They can help you understand your rights, guide you through the process of seeking justice, and possibly recover some of your losses. Remember, it's not just about the money, it's also about holding fraudsters accountable. But what about insurance? While traditional homeowners insurance may not cover mortgage payoff fraud, there are specific fraud insurance policies available. These policies can offer protection against a wide range of fraudulent activities, including mortgage payoff fraud. It's like a safety net, providing you with an added layer of security. And of course, don't forget to alert your bank or mortgage lender. They need to know what's happened, so they can take necessary steps to protect your accounts and prevent further fraudulent activity. Lastly, consider contacting a consumer protection agency. Organizations like the Federal Trade Commission in the United States or similar bodies in other countries provide resources and support for victims of fraud. So while mortgage payoff fraud can be a terrifying prospect, remember that you are not alone. There are systems in place to help you navigate through such a situation. It's not a journey anyone wants to take, but if you find yourself on this path, be assured that there are ways to fight back. It's important to know your legal recourse and insurance options in case you do become a victim, because knowledge, after all, is your best defense. Want answers to key questions about protecting your transactions? We're now moving on to our Q&A session, where we have industry experts ready to address your common questions and concerns about mortgage payoff fraud. So let's dive right in. Question 1. What are the most common signs of mortgage payoff fraud? Well, fraudsters often use pressure tactics to speed up the process, making it harder for you to spot discrepancies. They might also provide inconsistent contact information or ask for payments to be made to unusual entities. If anything seems off, it probably is. The second question is, how can homeowners protect themselves from such fraudulent activities? Great question. It's all about vigilance. Always verify the payment details with your lender directly. Use contact information you know is legitimate, not what's provided in an unexpected email or letter. Also, don't rush. Take your time to understand all the details of your transaction. Next up, we've got, what should I do if I suspect I'm a victim of mortgage payoff fraud? Firstly, don't panic. Contact your bank immediately and inform them about your suspicions. Then report the incident to law enforcement and your state's attorney general. It's also helpful to alert your local consumer protection agencies. Fourth on the list, are there any preventive measures I can take to avoid becoming a victim? Absolutely. Regularly reviewing your credit reports can help you spot any suspicious activities early on. Also, consider investing in a good identity theft protection service. They can monitor your personal information and alert you if anything unusual comes up. Our fifth question is, what legal recourse do I have if I fall victim to mortgage payoff fraud? There are several legal avenues available. You can sue the fraudster for damages. You may also be able to file a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission, who can take action against companies that engage in fraudulent business practices. The sixth query is, are there insurance options available to protect against mortgage payoff fraud? Yes, there are. Title insurance is one option. It protects you from financial loss due to defects in the title, like fraud. Some insurance companies also offer specialized fraud insurance policies. Always read the terms carefully to understand what's covered. Question 7. Is there a way to ensure the company I'm dealing with is legitimate? One way is to check if the company is registered with regulatory bodies like the Better Business Bureau or the National Mortgage Licensing System. Also, ask for references and do your homework. Research the company online and read reviews from other customers. Finally, our 8th question. What steps should I take if my personal information is compromised during a fraudulent transaction? Immediately contact your bank to secure your accounts. Change all your passwords. Report the breach to the credit bureaus and request a fraud alert on your report. Also, file a complaint with the FTC. We hope that this Q&A session has been enlightening. Mortgage payoff fraud may seem daunting, but with the right knowledge and resources, you can effectively guard against it. Learn how you can safeguard your mortgage payoff with industry experts. Keep your money safe and protect yourself from fraudulent activities. Guarding your mortgage payoff isn't as daunting as it seems. As we wrap up this enlightening discussion, let's take a moment to revisit the crucial points we've explored. Mortgage payoff fraud is a real and ongoing concern, threatening the financial stability of homeowners across the globe. However, as we've seen, the impacts of this fraud can be mitigated, and the risk can be significantly reduced by understanding the warning signs and vulnerabilities. Remember, knowledge is power. A comprehensive understanding of how mortgage payoff fraud works is an essential first step in protecting your assets. This knowledge will allow you to identify potential threats and take appropriate action before falling victim to such schemes. On that note, it's crucial to stress the importance of being proactive. Implementing robust security measures is not a task to be postponed until tomorrow. Instead, it's a proactive step you should take today to secure your financial future. These measures, as we've discussed, can range from simple practices like double-checking transaction details to more comprehensive strategies like employing advanced security systems. In unfortunate cases where fraud does occur, it's comforting to know that there are legal recourse and insurance options available. It's essential to familiarize yourself with these avenues to ensure that you're prepared for any eventuality. Finally, remember that you're not alone in this journey. There's a wealth of knowledge and expertise available to you. Engage with industry experts, ask questions, and seek advice. This proactive approach will not only deepen your understanding, but also equip you with the necessary tools to guard your mortgage payoff effectively. So don't let fraudsters compromise your financial stability. Be proactive, stay informed, and implement the strategies we've discussed today. Guard your mortgage payoff and keep your finances secure. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe to our channel for more insightful content.